Rakesh Kamal and Tina Kamal, a married couple, were born in India, and their marriage in 1998 was arranged by their families, as is customary in their culture. However, their love was real, and after settling in the United States, they built not only a home but also businesses that brought them prosperity. From the little that the investigation revealed about their life story, which was based on what they themselves published on their professional profiles, it is known that Rakesh studied at Boston University and Stanford University, as well as at the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, known as MIT. This education helped him become a software developer and entrepreneur. As for Tina, it was said that she graduated magna cum laude from the University of Delhi in India, known from a young age for her academic excellence, and that in the United States she took a significant step by expanding her studies at the prestigious Harvard University. There, she not only cemented her professional life but also her family future. Rakesh and Tina quickly became part of an exclusive circle of wealthy families. In 2006, their only daughter Ariana was born, who grew up in a loving family that gave her every opportunity. From the time of his daughter's birth, Kamal dedicated himself not only to being affectionate with her but also to sharing his successes in this new role. With this goal, he created a blog where he shared tips on how to be an active and nurturing father. In his writings, he defended the importance of committing to fatherhood, valuing the time spent with children, and showing love at every chance. Meanwhile, Tina became an active member of her daughter's school community and also volunteered for the Red Cross, to which she regularly donated more than $1,000 a year. Her efforts in the cause led her to be named a member of the board of directors in Massachusetts and to join its circle for female donors. As time passed, Ariana grew into a kind, intelligent young lady, always ready to help with initiatives for others. She attended one of the most prestigious schools where, following her mother's example, she worked as a writing tutor, coordinated blood donation campaigns, and assisted at an institute serving migrant families. Simultaneously, the family continued to realize projects. According to state records, in 2016, the couple founded an educational systems company called Edinova. In this company, the husband served as president while Tina took on the role of operations director. As advertised on its website, it was a student success system, and to achieve this, Edinova worked with prominent university professors and business executives with the goal of creating resources that would prepare young students to lead and thrive in the global economy. According to journalistic sources, the couple's presence on the board was a significant endorsement, as their combined experience included creating successful products and organizations, developing advisory, guidance, and educational programs for consumers from major financial firms. Rakesh was considered a pioneer in revolutionary customer service technology and also served as an advisor to Harvard University. The family situation was thriving, especially economically, so much so that in 2019 they decided to buy a grand mansion in one of the most exclusive areas of Massachusetts, further solidifying their position in the local elite. The property, covering 1.7 square kilometers, featured a residence with 11 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms, a movie theater, gardens overlooking wooded trails for walking, a horse riding area, and a swimming pool. It was located at the end of a private cul-de-sac, and the total cost was $4 million, for which they signed a mortgage agreement with a bank. They lived there when Ariana finished high school and was ready to continue her studies at a private liberal arts university in Vermont, known for being one of the most exclusive and expensive in the region. Her parents paid $64,800 annually for tuition and also paid for her music classes, which was her great passion. As soon as she started her first semester at university, the young woman showed a great ability to connect with her peers and plan study sessions. She also immediately joined the choir, where she not only demonstrated her vocal quality but also her ability to build community and work as a team. Living away from home allowed her personality to blossom, which her friends found fascinating. While she was super responsible academically, she also had a surprisingly fun side with a great sense of humor, coupled with a fascination for opera. In summary, they considered her odd, fun, and quirky in the best sense. She aimed to study neuroscience after completing the basic period of her university education. In December 2023, they were getting ready to enjoy a time of great happiness, as Ariana had returned home for the university holidays during the Christmas season, and the three of them would be together after her first semester of studies. They seemed like the perfect family that many envied, at least on the surface. However, during the end-of-year celebrations, an unexpected tragedy left family and friends in shock. On December 28th of that year at 7:24 a.m., the Dover police received a call to the emergency number. The caller, who identified himself as a member of the Kamal family, reported finding 3 bodies inside the mansion. The caller was Mano Kamal, Rakesh's brother, who had been trying to contact the family for several days, and due to the lack of response, went to the house to check on their well-being and found a heart-wrenching scene that made him call the emergency number. When officers arrived, they searched the house and found that Tina, 54, and Ariana, 18, were lifeless, each in their own bed. Rakesh's body was on the floor very close to his wife. They were the only inhabitants of the house where everything seemed to be in place, and there were no signs of a fight or robbery. The authorities did not confirm whether the 3 victims had been shot or who the main suspect was. There was also no speculation about any potential motive for the crimes. The tight-lipped approach remained given that this was one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in the state. 2 days later, the district attorney described the tragic event as a case of domestic violence and expressed his sorrow and condolences to the entire Kamal family. He asked people to pray for them. In his statement to the media, the possibility of tensions in the family dynamics was noted, which, according to him, often intensified during the holidays. He assured that the tragic incident did not pose a threat to the neighborhood residents, always protected by the police, where the last violent incident was recorded in 2020. He reiterated that there was no police report of domestic problems or intrafamily violence. Although he stated that the cause of death would be determined by the coroner, he confirmed that a firearm was found very close to the father's body at the crime scene but refused to provide further details. The crime deeply shocked the community, where Rakesh was seen as a wealthy entrepreneur and a devoted father who successfully led a promising emerging company. There were also expressions of pain and dismay on social media. The academy where Ariana graduated high school issued a statement calling the incident a devastating loss for the community. And even more devastating was what came to light as the investigations progressed, as it was proven that Rakesh had taken the lives of his wife and daughter by shooting them in the head while they slept in their beds. He then turned the gun on himself. The crime was committed with a Glock 22 caliber .40 pistol, which was not registered in Rakesh's name and he did not have a license to possess it. Authorities contacted the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives to track its history. From that moment, details began to emerge about the real situation of the family. Rakesh and his wife had apparently been dealing with serious financial problems in recent years that, according to some reviews, the woman was completely unaware of, as her husband had kept everything in absolute secrecy. Facing the tax authorities, someone acting on behalf of Tina requested the dissolution of their educational systems company, Edinova, in order to file for bankruptcy. They listed debts to employees and creditors ranging from $1 million to $10 million and stated that they did not have the necessary funds to meet them, but their case was dismissed 2 months later due to incorrectly submitted and insufficient documentation. The purchase of the mansion that the family occupied left them struggling with a huge debt to the bank, and as payments were not made on time, by 2023 the interest and penalties for non-compliance increased. Despite efforts to restructure the debt and reach an agreement, it was impossible. In addition to the overwhelming mortgage debt linked to the mansion, a $1 million loan requested by the man and a series of failed investments both inside and outside the Boston area created a perfect storm for Rakesh, who had until then managed to hide from Tina and Ariana that they were in absolute bankruptcy, but the lie was unsustainable. The bank proceeded to foreclose, and just days before the tragedy, Rakesh had received an eviction order for his luxurious property. Authorities indicated that this might have been the trigger for him to make the terrible decision to end the lives of all 3. Several weeks after the events, Tina's family broke the silence. In particular, her brother, Sandeep Bedi, spoke about the devastation over an event they had yet to come to terms with. He said that Rakesh had lied about his finances for years, exaggerating his business credentials, and in his deep need to appear perfect, he dragged his wife and daughter, who according to Sandeep had no idea they were drowning in debt. The man revealed that while the eviction was being processed, Tina believed they were advancing in negotiations for the purchase of a $16 million castle by a lake in Tennessee. The real estate agent had received from Rakesh bank statements proving his purchasing capacity for the property, to which he even took his wife and daughter, promising them they would soon move there. Tina, who blindly trusted her husband, began buying furniture, but the contract was never signed. Similarly, it occurred with Tina, whose claims of being a Harvard student could not be verified by the school. Investigations into the case continued, and in July 2024, it was revealed that just 4 days before the tragedy, on December 24, Tina had inexplicably sent a fax to her insurer to amend her $50,000 life insurance policy. The original document listed her husband as the sole beneficiary, while Ariana was designated as a contingent beneficiary in case something happened to her father. However, the last-minute modification made them both primary beneficiaries, while Manak, Rakesh's brother, was set as a backup beneficiary. Since the tragedy, both families of the couple have been entangled in a legal battle. Manak argues that the insurance company should respect Tina's last will and that the money should be paid out to him as the beneficiary. However, Sandeep, who manages Tina's estate, expressed serious concerns about the circumstances of the deaths and the change in the policy's beneficiary. He has raised questions about the validity of the change request form, particularly due to its timing close to the crimes. Additionally, there are doubts about the authenticity of Tina's signature on the document sent to the insurance company. Although it was stated that she signed the document in the presence of a witness, that person has not yet been located. As of the conclusion of this investigation in September 2024, both were still claiming rights to the policy. According to American media, they could reach a settlement or start a civil trial that could last a long time.